Welcome back to the blog. I'd like to talk a little bit about anxiety today. Today's readings from Psalm 25, 15, 7, Exodus 18, 13 to 27, 1 Peter 5, 1 to 14, Matthew 1, 1 to 18, and 3, 1 to 6. So I'm probably like most of you. I'm not a big fan of anxiety, not a big fan of waking up in the middle of the night and trying to figure out what the word trillion means, as in, oh, never mind. I don't want to cause you any unnecessary anxiety. But have you really awakened in the middle of the night and just thought about space, deep space, the kind of space that there isn't enough time for, and yet there it is? That kind of anxiety. There's a lot of anxiety going around these days, really. I mean, it's absolutely terrible, to be honest with you. And frankly, um, the anxiety is having a trickle down effect, on everyday people as we start to see this current crisis wearing our leaders thin. Anyhow, what Peter says is very, very simple. 1 Peter 5, he says, "Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty right hand, that he may lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you." I mean, the truth is, we carry around a lot of trouble in our hearts, our shoulders. We carry it around with us all the time. It causes us to be about many things that are not helpful. I think maybe this is why immediately after this verse, where Peter says, "Cast your anxiety on the Lord because he cares for you," the next thing Peter says is, "Be sober, be alert." In other words, don't do anything that's going to prevent you from having your wits about you. Especially don't go and get your mind all warped on something that's going to prevent you from being sober. When you're sober, your anxiety is enough. When you're not sober, your anxiety is worse. Ouch. Very easy to slip into the mindset that we need to escape the world. We all have that sort of thing that we use for our own escape, our own thing that prevents us from being sober. I'm not judging, I'm not confessing, I'm just stating the obvious. So now look back at Psalm 25, another of today's readings, and the psalmist is going to start off very simply. He says, "In you, Lord my God, I put my trust." Now read through slowly and look at all the different things that he says that he asks of the Lord in this prayer. I'll just go through it with you. He says, "Show me, teach me, guide me, remember me, forget me, forgive me, confide in me." Then in verse 15, "My eyes are ever on the Lord, for only he will release my feet from the snare." Then he goes on, "Turn to me, be gracious to me, relieve me, free me, look on my affliction, look on my distress, take away my sin, guard me, rescue me, do not let me be embarrassed, protect me." Well, you see what's going on here, don't you? I mean, it's kind of obvious, I think. He's doing what Peter suggested. He's casting all of his anxiety on the Lord. If the Lord is your hope, and he says the Lord is his hope in this passage more than once, then where else are you going to go? What else are you going to do? So check it out. Show me, because I cannot see. Teach me, because I do not understand. Guide me, because I don't know the way. Remember me, because I'm forgotten. Forget me, because I'm dirty, I'm guilty. Forgive me, because I need a new start. Turn to me, because I'm lonely. Relieve me, because I'm under pressure. Look at me, because I'm feeling insignificant here. Take away from me, because I have too much. Guard me, because I'm threatened. And there's more, but look, I know we're all under pressure. A lot of strain. I know there's a lot of anxiety making the rounds as we try to find ways to pick up the economy or get back to work or get back to living or get back to worshiping with one another at church or to get back to paying bills on time or to get back to school or to get on with our careers, our lives. Whatever it is that your anxiety is, cast it on Jesus. Whatever your fear, pour it on the Lord. Whatever your panic, give it all to Jesus because he cares for you. This little book, it's an older book by Mark Buchanan called "Your God is Too Safe." He tells a story that Will Willimon told one time, that Willimon knew a man that went to Russia in the late 70s at the height of the Cold War, and the man was sent as part of a delegation from the World Council of Churches to investigate and report on the state of the Christian church living under an atheistic regime. The man was not impressed. The church, he told Willimon dismissively, contemptuously, is just a bunch of little old ladies praying, just a bunch of perfume makers. Willimon told that story in the early 90s when statues of Stalin and Lenin, the patron saints of atheistic Russia, lay toppled, ready to be crated for storage or quarried for stone. Buchanan goes on to say, "Beware, little old ladies praying. Secretly, they're revolutionaries who make Bolsheviks look like kindergartners. They comprise a veritable bomb-making factory. Pray the Psalms. Offer your whole life before God. Pray without ceasing. Bring your whole life into the presence of God. For now, it's incense. But one day, in the hands of the God who is not safe but good, the fire will fall and everything will become as it was meant to be. Cast your anxiety upon him because he cares for you. He cares for every single one of you. He cares for you. Cast your anxiety upon him. Give it to Jesus. Thanks for stopping by. Grace and peace.